What's up everybody, it's Cheddar Chaz. Now today we're going to be talking about slow motion and what it is to understand about it. But exactly what is slow motion? And that's what we're going to talk about. But first, let's roll the intro. Okay, so some of you may have heard the terms of 24 frames per second or 60 frames per second or 150 frames per second. Basically, this is referring to how many frames your camera can capture per second. And this is all kind of a big variable when it comes to slow motion. So the standard frame rate for videos is 24 frames per second. And you'll see that that's kind of like what you see on TV or most YouTube videos or basically videos in general. The standard is 24 frames per second. But there's a problem with that when trying to slow that down, which is what I'm about to show you now. Okay, so here's a little example I drew up. We've got a second right here. We've got the timeline or the clip that we would have. And let's imagine that this is 24 frames. Each one of these blocks is a frame of the clip. So right now it's a second long. Let's say we want to slow this down and make it 2 seconds long. So essentially what we're going to do is stretch this clip out to 2 seconds, but there's a problem. We only have 24 frames to do that, which is going to make this very, very choppy. Now, if this is just a regular clip, no slow-mo, it will play just fine because that's the standard to what people are usually used to seeing. So this will be smooth. We just hit play and the playhead's playing. We have that second, that's smooth. But if we only have 24 frames and we stretch that to 2 seconds, all these frames will stretch out and you'll just get 12 frames per second. So if you're playing a video at 12 frames per second, you're literally going to be looking at 12 frames. Boom, 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 boom. And that's what gives you that choppy motion whenever you're trying to slow down 24 frame footage. Okay, so now we're going to talk about shooting in 60 frames. So here we go. Same example, except this time you can see there's a lot more frames in there as I drew, opposed to that. See, big difference. More frames, less frames. More frames, less frames. Okay, so more frames. So let's say we stretch this all the way out to 2 seconds. So this is 60 frames, right? So if I stretch this out to 2 seconds, we have a lot more frames to deal with, and we'll still have that smooth playthrough, because if I were to stretch this out, you know, in half basically, because we go from 1 to 2, half of 60 is 30, so we'll still have 30 frames per second in each one of these seconds. So we'll still have that smooth playthrough instead of it just playing 12 frames per second, which will give you that really, really choppy motion. So this is why we shoot with more frames whenever you want to slow footage down. But shooting 60 frames, there's still a limit to how much you can slow footage down. I couldn't slow 60 frames down to 20% and then still have smooth footage. The higher your frame rate is, the more you can slow your footage down. Okay, so that's it for this Thursday's video. Leave a like if you like this video. Comment if you guys have any questions about slow motion or any other videos that I make. If you have questions about them, comment that, or give me video suggestions, because I'm always down for that. Subscribe to the channel. You can click my picture at the end of this video or click the red subscribe button down there, but really appreciate it if you do that. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you next Thursday.